I went through a period of time where I struggled to manifest anything. It seemed like everything I turned my hand to would not work out. I'd been using things like from when I learned about The Secret, and I would say the universe, I'm commanding the universe. But it was a small shift that I made that actually started to make me manifest like almost on autopilot. And that small shift combined with some tiny other things changed everything. And that small shift is I started to call it God. And why is that big? And why am I even making a whole video about that? Because that terminology, even though I was talking about something infinite and vast, that terminology changed everything for me, because it didn't become about some, innocuous, not understandable thing. It became a loving, caring presence. So God to me became something like there was a presence out there. You could think like it as a man, but it's not. It's infinite, but it's loving towards me, and it has a human nature of love, even though you could never say that. So when I changed that, I started to feel cared for rather than I had to create. See, when it was saying universe, it all fell on me. I have to create this. But when I changed it to God, it became more about something that wants to give me all these things. It wants to give me good things. So I started to read the Bible a little bit, but I was holding back from reading the Bible and going deeper into it, because I'd been brought up Catholic, and maybe I had been disenfranchised by this sort of structure of religion. But actually, as I read the Bible as just a spiritual text, I started to read between the lines. And I started to realize that I keep being told to let go of fear, to trust in something, to surrender to something greater than myself. And it felt a lot simpler to surrender to God than it did to a universe or a quantum field or something that was sort of not reachable, not loving, just a presence. Whereas now God as a presence is loving, caring, and wants good for me. Like, we call the God our Father. Our Father. So a father, being a father myself, you want to give everything to your children. You want to create a life for them so they never have to think or worry about anything in their lives. So as I say, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. It means that name, that presence is spiritual ground. So as I claim God within me, I started to claim spiritual hallowed ground within me. And now I start to become a temple of the divine. A temple where God can preside in me. And here's the major part of it, right? I realized the more that I let go of my fear, the more that my faith grew. The more that I created space that seemed to be filled with a loving infinite presence. And it would heal my body on autopilot. It would manifest solutions before I could ask for them. We're told it in the Bible, and now my quotes are going out of my head, but we're told it in the Bible. If you ask for bread, I will not give you a stone. I know what you want before you already ask. I'm not quoting it perfectly, but it's that. God knows what you want. God loves you. So as you surrender yourself and surrender that energy in your body to something greater than yourself, it actually provides before you even need it. So solutions rise up as soon as the problem does. And that's the interesting part. So anytime there's been a problem, whether it's been health, financial now, marital, or otherwise, I give it to God. I say, God knows only the answer here. I let go completely of any control. And it's given me such relaxation. It's given me such peace and ease in my life. Whereas when I used to be like, I command the universe to bend to my will, like I am God. Now, I know Neville Goddard and others would say, you are gods. Yes, we have a spark of the infinite, but I've used this terminology before, but think of yourself more like a Gandalf figure. You're an angel clothed in human form. You don't have your full powerful capabilities, but when you surrender to God, you allow God to be the ultimate power. Yes, it works through you. Yes, you align to it. Yes, there's work to do to align to God and to get closer to him. But I realized that the only thing that was ever stopping me from being close was my fears and the fact that I gave circumstance power, and I made gods of things. I made gods of financial things, gods of physical issues. I made gods of, people outside of me. Why are they looking at me like this? Why that? And once you let all that go and you say, that's not a God of me. This is meaningless, powerless in this world. Now you are connected to the true power. So it doesn't matter what's happening in your life, because God is a solution. God is love. God is peace and harmony and flow and life. God is life, and life always wants to express. So when I get out of the way of life, when I get out of the way of my own human ego, life can express through me. And you start to become a channel of the divine. So one of the steps also, though, as letting go, is you claim divine guidance. You claim divine healing. You claim divine love in all aspects of life. You bless forward, like I have blessed this office. I've blessed this office, said this office is blessed by God. Only good comes through this office. Anyone who works with me in this office will find a divine solution. My business grows in this office. It is a wonderful place to create. I bless my home. I say this is a home of love. Only peace, joy and harmony comes here. God's golden healing light enwraps and surrounds this wonderful home. It is a place of joy. I bless my marriage with that too. I bless my children with that safety. And it has protected me, guided me, loved me, and helped me. And it can help you too, because it's not that I'm special. No way. I am meaningless, really, in the scheme of things. But the way that you connect to it is that you make it the most important part of your life. You make finding God and faith the most important part of your life. And then God will come into every aspect of it and improve it. And I say that as someone who was going through so much pain, so much sorrow and loss and fear, and making all my decisions from fear and doubt. Now I don't rush to make decisions. I just sit with it until God's nudge comes within me, and then I go. Then it's done. And then I let go to circumstance, because circumstance is just an illusion and it has no power compared to the infinite. And that's the biggest change. So as I claim the things that I want, as I align to that energy of peace, I have noticed manifestations coming that before I never could win. I never seemed to be able to win. But now it seems when you are sort of divinely ordained by God, when you let go of fear, you seem to become a winner. And I love that. I love that. And I love that for you. I want you all to have it too. So notice those fears. See how they're meaningless. Go back to the idea that God says, cast all your worries onto me. Fear not. Fear not, my friends. There's nothing for you to worry about. There's a life for you where you can literally have it all. If you give it to something greater than yourself, if you give it to God. And I no longer fear worrying whether someone gets triggered by the word God, because we just need to understand that we have to find our terminology. Now, your terminology may be different, but what it meant for me in my internal world was that it was an energy that loved me. And that was why it was important. So know that you are loved by God. And if you feel that, if you've made it to the end of this video, comment down below. I know and believe I am loved by God. And let me know how you get on with it. I'll see you at the next one, guys.